Hello, it is late April 2022 and Ramesh, Jonathan, Bill, and I are in the Grand Canyon, about to set off on what's planned to be a 4-day backpacking adventure. It is below freezing this morning, and by the end of our trip it's going to be around 100 degrees. We have about 5,000 feet to descend today as we follow the Boucher Trail down to the bottom of the canyon. We're excited, we're ready to hit the trail. Getting to the bottom optional, and getting to the top mandatory. Getting down into the canyon. There's a near omnipresent drone of helicopters flying around in the canyon. Finishing up our stretch of the Hermit Trail today. We'll be back on day 4, but for now we're breaking off onto the Dripping Springs Trail, heading towards Boucher. What a landscape out here. Really boggles the mind. And we're just getting started. Our trail is gonna follow the top right there. Beautiful day. Around every corner is another incredible view. We're at the trail intersection of Boucher and Dripping Springs. We're gonna go check out Dripping Springs and see what's going on there. All the way in the back of the canyon is Dripping Springs. And it literally just drips from this patch of moss. Pretty cool. We enjoyed checking out Dripping Springs as well as eating lunch. Now we're back to the intersection, hopping on the Boucher Trail. Yeah, it's opening up here. Sure is a pretty grand canyon. Don't look down, don't look down, don't look down. We're getting our first sights of the Colorado River down the bottom of the canyon. Continuing to make our way along the Boucher Trail. Starting to see a little more of the Colorado down in the depths of the canyon. The Boucher Trail has gotten gnarly on us here as we begin about a 2,000 foot descent to finish off our day. The Boucher Trail has really been rough on us for the past hour or so. A lot of all-four scrambling, butt sliding, not so much hiking. Well, that's what we came down. Don't ask me exactly where, because I don't know, but we are making our way towards the bottom of the canyon. Another stretch of extremely steep descent along the Boucher Trail. Close. There's a deer about 50 feet away. Not terribly concerned with our presence. Second deer we've seen today. Really cool. Home sweet home. After a long, arduous day, we found our campsite for the night. Carved by the Colorado River, the Grand Canyon stretches nearly 280 miles long with an average width of 10 miles. Rocks up to 2 billion years old are exposed in the mile-high depths of the canyon. On this trip, we're using the Grand Canyon National Park map by Sky Terrain Trail Maps. Let's take a look at the map for day 1. We start at Hermit's Rest and connected with the Dripping Springs Trail to check out Dripping Springs. Retraced to the Boucher Trail. Followed that for most of the day. Came around Yuma Point through Travertine Canyon until we came to Topaz Canyon, where we set up camp for the night along Boucher Creek. Day 1 was about 10 miles. Day 1 of our backpacking adventure in the Grand Canyon has been an incredible day, albeit unequivocally more difficult than I had anticipated coming in. I thought coming downhill all day wouldn't be too bad, but the terrain was rougher than I expected. However, led for lots of beautiful views along the way, from the rim to the top of the cliff bands to coming down into the canyons. It's all been awesome. Got to see a bunch of lizards as well as 2 deer, one of which was right down here around our camping area. So we've got camp set up, we've got dinner in us, and that'll be the end of day 1. Good night. Good morning. We made it to day 2 of our backpacking adventure in Grand Canyon National Park. We had a very calm, restful night last night, which was exactly what we needed after a long, hard day yesterday. And fortunately, today is not expected to be long and hard. We're going to take a couple miles jaunt down to the Colorado River, relax down at the Boucher Rapids, and we're going to come back up and make a decision if we want to pack up and head a couple miles up the Tonto Trail for the night. So we're excited for a day of exploration. We made it to the mighty Colorado River, one of the most important waterways in our great country. It is a beautiful emerald shade of green at the Boucher Rapids. We've had an incredible time relaxing and splashing around at the Colorado River. Now we're gonna head back towards camp, get packed up, and prepare to move a couple miles down the Tonto Trail. A lot of the cacti have been in bloom out here. We've seen some beautiful yellows, pinks, purples, reds, oranges. One last look around our beautiful campsite on night 1. Thanks for the hospitality, Grand Canyon. We are packing up and getting ready to head a couple miles up the Tonto Trail, where we'll be camping on the shelf tonight with no access to water. So we're carrying all the water that we're going to need for the rest of the day, tonight, and tomorrow morning. We are finally, mercifully, done with the Boucher Trail for this trip. We're now on the Tonto West Trail, heading a couple miles till we set up camp. The mighty Colorado laid out below us. There are the Boucher Rapids, where we were earlier today. And as we continue across the landscape, we see the Hermit Rapids, where we will be tomorrow. Home sweet home. This is going to be camp for the night. A reasonably flat spot with a killer view. Much of the canyon's geology formed below sea level before uplifting 5,000 to 10,000 feet starting around 65 million years ago. Over the last 5 million years, the Colorado River cut through the Colorado Plateau to form the Grand Canyon that we enjoy today. Let's take a look at the map for day 2. We started at our campsite along Boucher Creek, followed the creek down to Boucher Rapids, returned, packed up camp, came up the Boucher Trail to the Tonto West Trail. We followed along the Tonto West Trail until we're set up camp for the night. Day 2 was about 5 miles. Day 2 of our backpacking adventure in the Grand Canyon has been an absolutely incredible day. We really enjoyed the hike down the canyon along Boucher Creek to get to the Colorado River. We had a lot of fun at the river, and we have an absolutely spectacular campsite up on the shelf here. It was also much easier than yesterday, which was a little rest for us after that tough slog. We're getting settled in here for a relaxing evening, and that'll be the end of day 2. Good night. The Colorado River begins its journey high on the Rocky Mountains and flows through the Grand Canyon on its way to the Gulf of California, although water no longer reaches the sea due to diversion for human use. The Colorado forms the 7th largest drainage basin in North America. Good morning! We made it day 3 of our backpacking adventure in the Grand Canyon. We had a pretty calm night last night. The winds have really picked up river, it'll be a little calmer for us. It's our easiest day of the trip, 4 to 5 miles. It's time to hit the trail. That's where we're heading, Hermit Rapids. It warms up quickly in the canyon. Once the sun comes out, the chill of the night dissipates very fast, and it's only mid-morning, but it's already heating up. Fortunately, the breeze keeps things a little cooler for us. There's our destination for the day, Hermit Rapids. There's our trail down in the canyon. We're going to begin descending sharply soon. It looks like we spotted our way down into Hermit Creek. There appears to be a trail that comes down the side of the canyon and gets us down heading towards the Colorado River. Apparently this is the caterpillar kingdom. There's a bunch of them on this one plant right here. They are eating it up. Back like we never left. The Colorado River. It looks like an idyllic spot to relax our feet in the cool water. Fishy, fishy. Home sweet home. And this is camp for the night on the Colorado River. Let's take a look at the map for day 3. We started at our campsite along the Tonto West Trail, followed that for several miles to start out, connecting at Hermit Creek. We then took the canyon down to Hermit Rapids, where we set up camp for the night. Day 3 was about 5 miles. Day 3 of our backpacking adventure in the Grand Canyon has been another awesome day. Not a bad day of hiking for us at all. We took a couple wrong turns along the way, but it didn't cost us anything more than a few minutes and a few extra steps. We've got a beautiful campsite back along the Colorado River, which has really been my favorite part of the trip. The couple days that we've had along the river here. We're gonna get camp set up, settle in for a relaxing evening, and that'll be the end of day 3. Good night. The Boucher and Hermit Trails were named after Louis Boucher, a man who lived in the Grand Canyon during the late 19th to early 20th century. Over 30 years, he built up camp near dripping springs, including a corral, copper mine, orchard, irrigation system, and cabins for guests. Good morning. We've made it to day 4. Today we're setting off before the sun has come down to the bottom of the canyon because we have a big hot day today. Almost 10 miles, 5,000 feet of elevation gain, and it's expecting to be close to 100 degrees. So we're ready to knock out some distance before it starts getting too warm. A beautiful morning for us. We've passed the Hermit Creek sites Got a big climb still ahead of us. We've been fortunate that the beginning of our hike is keeping us in the shade for a little bit, but we are well aware that that good fortune will break before too long, and we will need to continue climbing in the hot sun. That's looking the way that we've been. And as we loop around, we will see the direction in which we are heading. Making good progress. We continue to climb up in and out of the sun and the shade. We made it to the Santa Maria Spring and Hut, our last chance at water before we begin our final ascent and finish off our trip. That's the motto. Getting to the bottom optional, getting to the top mandatory. We are almost there. Woo, buddy. Beauty, challenge, adventure, peace, blood, sweat, tears of laughter, camaraderie, vitality. The Grand Canyon served us up a big plate of our variety on this trip with a side of beautiful scenery everywhere we looked along the way. We're finished up at the Hermit Trailhead. Before we sign off, we want to give a big shout out to our buddy Shomo, who organized the trip, but unfortunately was unable to make it due to injury. But we were thinking of you lots, especially coming down Boucher Trail and coming up those last 2 miles of the Hermit Trail. That's it for us. Goodbye. Bye. Let's take a look at the map for day 4. We started at our campsite Hermit Rapids and followed the canyon back up to Hermit Creek. We then hopped on the Tonto West Trail to connect with the Hermit Trail, rising out of the canyon to the Santa Maria Spring, finally out back to our car. Day 4 was about 9 miles for a trip total of approximately 29 miles.